All right. Great. All right, Michelle, you can get yourself set up and we will get ourselves all started. So let's come on over to our mats or whatever it is you're practicing on today and we'll begin. So let's start standing at the front of our mats today. Just going to pull that back a bit. So find yourself at the front of your mat and find yourself in a comfortable standing position so you really feel the support beneath you. So you don't have to glue the feet together. You can take the feet a little wider if you'd like, hip width apart or even wider. And then notice if you're locking into your knees and see if you can invite a little bit of softness to the knees so that we can sink down or root through the legs. Take a moment to gently lift out of the bowl of your pelvis. So notice if we're sinking our weight into our pelvis or our hips, and just notice if we can just lift up a little bit, create a little bit more space for your low back and your spine to lengthen up. And let's allow our arms to rest. And sometimes when we come into this idea that we have of yoga, we'll immediately start to push the shoulders back, really open up, which is fine, but I invite you here just to let the shoulders settle naturally. So we don't have to force ourselves into this perceived idea of perfect posture or good posture. All posture is good, all posture is useful. It's just important to have variety. So allowing the shoulders to settle. If you're comfortable, you can allow the eyes to close. Now, if it feels strange to have the arms dangling, you could place the hands on your body. Sometimes it's nice to have one hand to heart, one hand to belly, or both hands to belly, wherever you'd like to connect. Otherwise, you can allow the arms to dangle. Feeling through your feet, allowing yourself to ground down a little bit more. With the eyes closed, seeing here if you can notice the environment around you without seeing it, but feeling it. So feeling the temperature, feeling that experience of your feet grounding you down. Noticing any sound. Are there smells you can notice? Giving yourself some time to really be present with the environment you are in. We don't have to transport ourselves somewhere else to find ease and calm. We can be here where we are, noticing whatever is happening around us. And when we give ourselves the space and when we give our environment around us the space to be, perhaps we notice that it is fine just as it is. Noticing the subtle changes, the subtle shifts. And being here is enough. A moment to appreciate that you have given yourself this gift of time to drop into your body, to take care of your body, to move. Appreciating this gift that you have given yourself. And take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And allow your eyes to open, a nice soft focus for the eyes. From here, as you ground down through your feet, open up the arms nice and wide with the big inhale. Reach the arms up overhead, lengthen through your spine, reach through the fingertips. And then we will connect our palms, tilt our torso forward, lengthening into a forward fold. Releasing the hands down, take as much of a bend into your knees as you'd like. Let your head go, and you can slowly allow yourself to move through the hips and the knees there a little bit, maybe pedaling out. Letting your head fall nice and heavy. And from here, finding a halfway lift. So take your palms to your shins as you reach your heart forward, lengthen here, or feel free to take your hands to your thighs, or you can take your hands on an elevated surface, a prop if you'd like. And then with an exhale, releasing the body back down, letting the head hang heavy. Release the arms down, around and up, lifting your torso up, come to stand. And exhale, finding yourself in Tadasana, mountain pose. So you can keep your feet wide or you can bring them a little bit more narrow if that feels better for your Tadasana. And then we'll take a nice inhale, sweep the arms up, lengthen through your spine. Connecting at the palms, tilt your torso forward, come into your forward fold, release the head. Soften. Find your halfway lift again. Palms come to the shins, the thighs or a prop, reaching your heart forward. And as you exhale, fold. Take an inhale, sweep the arms down, around and up, come to stand. And exhale back to your Tadasana mountain pose. Now this is a half sun salutation. I'll talk us through one more and then we'll do 3 on our own in silence. Just allowing yourself to really drop into feeling your experience in the practice. So let's talk through one more. Standing in your Tadasana mountain pose, take a nice inhale, sweep the arms up, lengthen through your spine. Connecting the palms, bow forward over your legs. On your inhale, find your halfway lift, reaching your heart forward. As you exhale, fold. Take an inhale, sweep the arms down, around and up, come to stand. And exhale back to your Tadasana. Now taking 3 on your own time in silence, dropping into your body. Whenever you finish your last half sun salute, take your time, no need to rush. Just stay in your Tadasana mountain pose for a moment. Perhaps allow the eyes to close, breathing deeply into your body. Letting the shoulders release. And then Allowing your eyes to softly blink open. Again, take a nice inhale, sweep the arms up. Connecting the palms, bow forward over your legs. Find your halfway lift. Palms come to the shins, the thighs, or a prop. Reach your heart forward. Now let's root our palms down. Step our feet back to a plank just for a moment in your plank, and then lower your knees down and release to your belly, hugging the elbows close to your body. Releasing to your belly, reach your arms back behind you. Feel as if someone's pulling your fingertips back. Gently lift the chest. Lengthen the back of the neck and engage the belly. Notice if you can find a little bit more length for your tailbone as you press the tops of the feet down into the mat. And then we'll slowly release that. We'll push up through to our hands and our knees. And we'll tuck our toes and begin to lift our hips up and back into a downward facing dog. Now take some time to settle into your down dog. You may want to invite some movement into the body, maybe bending into one knee and the other, pedaling out through your feet a little, maybe sway through your hips. And if you notice your wrists are tired or sensitive at any point in your down dog, lower your knees down, reach your arms forward, dropping the chest in a puppy pose, or you can feel free to come back to your hands and your knees, tabletop position. So just offering yourself what you need there. Whenever we move through our practice, just always giving yourself permission to change the poses to support your body, not changing your body to support the poses. And remind yourself to take a rest whenever you'd like. But from here, nice and slowly, let's tiptoe or walk your feet forward to your hands. Bend your knees there as much as you'd like. And hang nice and heavy over your legs. Finding your palms to your shins, reach your heart forward, halfway lift. As you exhale, fold. Take an inhale here, sweep the arms up to stand. And exhale, come back to your Tadasana. And we'll bend into our knees here into Utkatasana. So bending into your knees as you reach the arms forward. Lengthen the back of your neck and your gaze is down on the floor. Make sure you can see your toes in front of your knees. So if our weight is too far forward, we'll lose those toes. So send your weight back into your heels. Lengthen your tailbone and engage your belly. If it feels too much to have the arms up overhead, take your hands to prayer or take your hands to waist. Nice full breath here. And then we'll connect our palms and we'll bow forward over our legs. Again, find your halfway lift. Palms come to the shins, the thighs, or a prop. And then we'll root our palms down and we'll step our feet back to find our plank pose, lengthening your spine here. Take a moment in your plank. Feel free to lower your knees down in your plank or lower your forearms down or your forearms and your knees down. And at any point, feel free to adjust that plank during our practice. Each and every moment is different. Each and every plank does not have to be the same. Let's lower ourselves down to our bellies, either from your hands and your knees or your hands and your feet. Release your body down. Now again, let's reach our arms back behind us. Feel as if your fingertips are being pulled back. Gently lifting the chest. You can stay with this or allow the feet to gently lift up off of the mat. It may be a thought of lifting the legs. They may lift. Doesn't matter. Breathe. And then as we lower back down, we'll push back up through to our hands and our knees, tucking our toes and lifting ourselves up and back into our downward facing dog. Firmly pressing into your palms. Lengthen your spine. Again, feel free to modify. You can always lower those knees down to support your wrists. From here, take a nice inhale, lift up onto the balls of your feet. Bend your knees and either tiptoe walk or step your feet forward to your hands, hanging heavy over your legs. And then find your halfway lift. Palms come to the shins, the thighs, or a prop, reaching forward. And as you exhale, fold. Take an inhale here, sweep the arms up, standing. And exhale back to your Tadasana, sinking into your knees, bending into Utkatasana, reaching your heart forward. Find that strength in the pose. Engage your belly as you lengthen your tailbone. Connecting the palms, bow forward over your legs. With your palms to your shins, lengthen your spine here, and then root your palms down and step your feet back to a plank pose. Hold your plank for a moment, set yourself up, breathe. Now lower down to the belly, hands and knees or hands and feet, releasing your body down. Reaching your arms back, reach through the fingertips, lift the chest, maybe allow the legs to lift here as well. If you'd like, reach your arms back and maybe interlace your fingers or hook your thumbs. You could also use a strap. So if you have a strap or a towel or a belt or a scarf, you can use that between your hands. Good. And then we'll slowly lower down. Again, we'll push back up through to our hands and our knees, tucking our toes to lift up and back. Downward facing dog. Anchor into your breath. Feel the palms firmly pressing down as you spread the fingers and grip through those fingertips. Inhale, lift up onto the balls of your feet. Bend your knees and either tiptoe walk or give yourself a little hop forward to your hands. Hanging heavy over your legs. With your palms to your shins, reach your heart forward, halfway lift. As you exhale, fold. Take an inhale here, sweep the arms up to stand. And exhale back to your Tadasana, bending your knees into your Utkatasana. Take a moment, make sure that you're set up, you're engaged. There's lots of support for your low back. Breathing. Good, then connecting at the palms, gently bow forward over your legs. With your palms to your shins, reach your heart forward, lengthen your spine. Root your palms down, step your feet back to your plank. Take a moment to set yourself up, feel strong and stable in your plank. And then lower down, hands and knees or hands and feet. Releasing to your belly, reach your arms back. Reach through the fingertips or interlace your fingers or hook your thumb or hold on to a strap or towel between your hands. Lifting the chest, maybe lifting the legs. Breathing deeply. As we release that, push up through to your hands and your knees. Tuck your toes and lift up and back, downward facing dog. Now from this down dog, lower your knees down, breathe your hips back into a child's pose. Take some time in your child's pose to anchor into your breath. Feel free to support your child's pose by doubling up your mat for extra padding underneath the knees, or rolling up a towel or pillow, placing it behind the knees or underneath your head, or come to a comfortable seated position. So find a resting pose here. You can also bring your weight a little bit further forward. See if you can breathe a little bit deeper into the low belly. And just keep reminding yourself to offer yourself moments of reflection. Sometimes it can be just a moment to reflect. Sometimes it can be a moment to rest. Whatever it is. And then we'll come up to our hands and our knees, find a tabletop position, wrists underneath the shoulders and knees underneath your hips. With an inhale, begin to lift your heart and arch your back. And as you exhale, round your back, tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale, begin to lift your heart and arch your back. And as you exhale, round your back, tuck your chin to your chest. One more time, lifting the heart forward. And as you exhale, round your back, tuck your toes. Lift up and back, downward facing dog, and find more length in your spine. Spread the fingers. Grip through your fingertips. Inhale, lift up onto the balls of your feet. Bend your knees and tiptoe walk or give yourself that little hop forward to your hands. Halfway lift, palms come to the shins, the thighs are a prop. Exhale, fold. Inhale, guide the arms up to stand. And exhale, coming back to your Tadasana, bending into your knees into Utkatasana. Find that support. So it doesn't matter how deep you get into the pose, allow it to be supported, to be held. Releasing the shoulders, breathe deeply. Now this time, straighten your legs, lift yourself back up to stand. Releasing the hands back through the heart center. From here, step your right leg back nice and wide. Turn to face the long edge of your mat. Take a moment. And then turn your right toes to face the back of your mat and bend into your right knee, opening up your arms nice and wide for warrior two. Widen your stance if you need to. It's nice to have a nice wide stance here for warrior two. Ribs line up with hips. Right knee is tracking over your toes, so there's an active external rotation for that right hip. Now we'll reverse your warrior. So flip your front palm up, lift up and back, lengthening back. Very little weight in that back hand, and soften your top shoulder. Stable through the legs. Now we'll come back through to warrior two. From here, we'll find a crescent lunge. So we'll pivot onto the ball of that back foot and lift your left arm forward and up. So facing the back of your mat with your right knee tracking over your toes in a nice strong crescent lunge. You may need to adjust your stance, so you can always take your hands to your hips and adjust so that you feel really stable here. Now from here, you can stay or bend your elbows, release your hands to your back body. Opening up the chest, elbows can be further forward if that's what's available today, or elbows up towards the ceiling. Breathing deeply. And then we'll lift our right arm up towards the ceiling. Release the right hand behind you. Now take your hand to your low back or scoot your right arm up and maybe your hands connect, or you may want to hold onto a strap or a towel between your hands. So stay where you are. I'm just going to turn so that you can see what's happening on the back body here. Working towards the idea of connecting those palms. So hopefully you can see, or fingertips. Or use a strap or a towel between the hands and hold on to that. And we'll just take another breath here. Opening up. Good. Now as we release that, we'll guide both arms back up towards the ceiling. This time, release your hands down to frame that front foot and walk your hands towards the long edge of your mat. Turning your toes to face the long edge of your mat as we come into a wide-legged forward fold. Release your body down. Now we're just here for a moment. We'll slowly start to walk our hands towards the left foot. Turn your left toes to face the front of your mat. Keep your right leg where it is and line your left heel up with your right arch. And we'll open into a warrior two here. So reach your right arm forward, up and back. Coming into your warrior two. Ribs line up with hips. Left knee is tracking over your second toe. Breathing deeply. And reverse your warrior. Flip your left palm up as you lift up and back. Try to keep those legs really nice and stable. So it's kind of tempting to wobble at the knees there. Let it stay nice and strong by actively working the inner legs. Good. Now we'll come back through to our warrior two and we'll find our crescent lunge. So release that back hand behind you and lift yourself up into your crescent lunge. Adjusting yourself as you see fit so you feel really nice and strong and stable in the legs there. Reaching through your fingertips, but the shoulders settle. Now stay with this or bend your elbows and release your hands to your back. Elbows up towards the ceiling. They may be a little bit further forward. That's okay. Feeling the length in the back of your arms. Good. Then from there, we'll lift our left arm up. Release your left hand behind you. Your hand can come to your low back or slowly start to creep that left arm up. And maybe the fingers connect or we hold on to a strap or towel. So again, I'm just going to turn so that you can see. You may be here. We may be here. All is valid. All is enough. Oh, I got the wrong leg forward. There we go. Good. And then as we release that, we'll guide our arms back up, lengthening. And we'll release our hands to frame our front foot here and step your back foot forward to meet your front foot and take a moment to hang nice and heavy over your legs. You may want to give your arms a little shake out or even a little massage. Let your head hang. Good. Find your halfway lift. Palms come to the shins, the thighs, or a prop. As you exhale, fold. Take an inhale, sweep the arms up to stand. And exhale back to your Tadasana, into your Utkatasana. Bending into your knees, lengthening your tailbone. So as you come down, as opposed to sinking the bum back, think of lengthening your low back down. So we're really working towards feeling that full support as opposed to arching the low back. That's what I want to say. Good. Now this time, press through your feet. Lift yourself back up, lengthening here. Connect your hands to heart center. Step your left leg back. Turn to face the long edge of your mat, lengthening here just for a moment. And then turn your left toes to face the back of your mat. Bend into your left knee for your warrior two. Opening up your arms nice and wide, ribs line up with hips. Find that nice strong stance in your body, lifting. So you can remember to think of your pelvis as a bowl and gently lift out of that bowl. Let's reverse our warrior. Flip your left palm up, lengthening back. Again, very little weight in that back hand. Breathing deeply. Now, as you come back through to warrior two, we'll find our crescent lunge. So pivot onto the ball of that back foot. Reach your right arm forward enough. Settle the shoulders. Adjust yourself so you feel really nice and stable in that stance. Breathing here. Now stay with this or bend the elbows. Hands release to the back or the back of your head or the shoulders. And then we'll reach our left arm up. We'll release our left hand behind us. Take your left hand to your low back or creep that left arm up. And maybe you connect, maybe not. There's no expectations on the body. Just allow yourself to be present with how the body responds. Breathe. Find space. Active through that back leg. Good. Now as you unravel the arms, sweep the arms back up. This time release your hands to frame your front foot and walk your hands towards the long edge of your mat for that wide-legged forward fold. And just take a moment there. Again, we're not here for long, just a nice transition. As we slowly walk our hands towards the right foot, turn your right toes to face the front of the mat. Stay on that back leg, so keep it firmly rooted down for your warrior two stance. Front heel lines up with back arch. Take that left arm, sweep it forward, up and back to lift your torso into your warrior two. Find that strength through your legs and reverse your warrior. Flip your front palm up as you lift up and gently back. Soften your top shoulder. See if you can lengthen your bottom side waist a little bit more. Now, as we come back through to our warrior two, set yourself up for your crescent lunge. Pivot onto the ball of the back foot as you reach your left arm up. Adjust yourself. You don't have to find the pose right away, so you can give yourself some time to adjust so that you feel really nice and strong and stable through the legs. And from here, you can stay or bend the elbows, release the hands behind you. Take a moment there, opening up those elbows. Good, and then we'll reach that right arm up. Release that right hand behind you. The hand comes to your low back, or start to creep that arm up. And maybe you connect palms, or perhaps you're using a prop here. It's a beautiful place to use a prop, allowing yourself that space that the body may require. Nice full deep breaths. Good. Now as we unravel that, we'll sweep our arms back up. Release your hands to frame your front foot and step your back foot forward to meet your front foot. And stay for a moment in your forward fold. Again, you may want to give your arms a little massage or a little shake out. Just take a moment there. Good, and then we'll find our halfway lift. So palms come to the shins, the thighs, or a prop, reach your heart forward, and then we'll root our palms down and step our feet back, hold your plank. Lots of strength here in your plank, lengthen out of your waist. And lower down to the belly, either from your hands and your knees or your hands and your feet. Reaching the arms back behind you, interlace your fingers or hook your thumbs, lift the chest, maybe lift the legs. Breathing. Soften your shoulders away from your ears. Good, and then we'll lower ourselves back down. We'll push up through to our hands and our knees, tucking our toes. Lift up and back into your downward facing dog, emphasizing the length in your spine. Remind yourself to take any of those moments to reflect or to rest. Our practice is not just about the shapes and the poses. Good. From here, take an inhale, lift up onto the balls of your feet, bend your knees, and either tiptoe walk or give yourself a little hop forward to your hands. Hang heavy over your legs and find your palms to your shins, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, fold. Take an inhale, sweep the arms up to stand. And exhale back to your Tadasana, into your Utkatasana, bend into your knees. Lengthen your tailbone, reach your heart forward. Breathe. Now connect your palms and bow forward over the legs. Release your head. Find your palms to your shins, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, fold and step your right leg back behind you. From there, walk your hands to the inside of your left leg. Turn to face the long edge of your mat. Come into a wide-legged forward fold. Let your head go. We're there just for a moment as we walk our hands towards the back of our mat, towards our right foot. Turn your right toes to face the back of your mat. Stay. Root that left foot down for your warrior two. Left arm lifts up and back, lifting into your warrior two. To reverse your warrior, flip that front palm up as you lengthen back. Soften your top shoulder. Breathe here. Now, as you come back through to warrior two, set up your crescent lunge. Pivot onto the ball of your back foot. Lifting here, bend into the elbows. Stay with that or reach your right arm up. Release that right hand behind you and let it be where it needs to be. Maybe the hands clasp, maybe not working towards perfection. Breathe. Good. Now opening up through those hands, lift the arms back up. Release your hands to frame your front foot. Walk your hands again back towards the long edge of your mat, finding that wide-legged forward fold. And then slowly walk towards your left toes. Turn your left toes to face the front of your mat. Warrior two stance. Reach your right arm forward, up and back. Find that warrior two. Adjust yourself as you need to. Reverse your warrior. Left palm lifts up and back. Gentle reverse, not too far. Come back through to your warrior two, crescent lunge. Pivot onto the ball of that back foot. Bending into the elbows, left arm lifts up. Release that left hand behind you. And maybe you clasp or maybe you reach. One is just as valuable as the other. Breathing. Elbow up towards the ceiling. Unravel those arms, guide the arms back up, lifting. Release your hands to frame your front foot here and lower your back knee down to the mat. Take a moment, reach your heart forward. You can double up your mat for extra padding underneath that back knee. And you could place your hands up on a prop if that floor feels far away from you. Use blocks if you need. Staying here or take your hands up to your thigh here. Reach your heart forward, broaden your chest, engage your low belly. Hug the top inner thighs towards each other. Opening up your arms nice and wide to the side, spread through your fingers, guide the arms back up. Connect your palms and gently lift your heart. And we'll release our hands back down to frame our front foot. We'll tuck our back toes, lift our back knee, and take your back foot forward to meet your front foot. Hanging nice and heavy over your legs. And then step your left leg, whoop, there's my dog, step your left leg back behind you. Walk towards the inside of that right leg. So walk towards the left to find that wide-legged forward fold. Now again, we're here just for a moment, just a little transition. Start to walk your hands towards the left foot, towards the back of your mat. Pivot the left toes to face the back of your mat as you set up your warrior two. Reach your right arm forward, up and back as you lift your torso up. Organize your body to feel stable in the pose and reverse your warrior, gently lifting up and back. Now, as you come back through to warrior two, set up your crescent lunge. Pivot onto the ball of that back foot as you lift and rise. Bending into the elbows here. Lift that left arm up, release that left hand behind you. And maybe you reach or maybe you grip. Allow yourself to be okay with wherever you are. No perfection here. Good. Now as we release that, we'll sweep our arms back up. Release your hands to frame your front foot. Again, walk towards the side of your mat. Nice wide-legged forward fold. And then start to walk towards your front of your mat. Turn your right toes to face the front of your mat. Set up your feet for warrior two. Bending into that right knee. Reach that left arm up and back as you lift your torso up. And then reverse your warrior. Flip your right palm up as you lengthen back. Gentle reverse. And come back through to warrior two. Set up for your crescent lunge. Pivot onto the ball of that back foot as you lift and rise. Bending into your elbows. Lift your right arm up. Release your right hand behind you. And either reach or grip wherever you'd like to be. And sometimes it's not just necessarily about moving into where you can move, but where you'd like to move today. We don't have to force our bodies into a shape just because our bodies can take it. Good. Now as we unravel that, we'll guide our arms back up. We'll release our hands to frame our front foot and we'll lower our back knee. Feel free to pad up that back knee, double up your mat, or place a pillow or towel underneath the knee. Feel free to place your hands up on an elevated surface if the floor feels far away from you. Now stay here or bring your hands up to your thigh, opening up the chest. Good, stay there or open up the arms nice and wide to the side. Sweep the arms up and maybe connect the palms. Gently lift out of your waist, little heart opener. And then we'll release our hands back down to frame our front foot. We'll tuck our back toes, lift our back knee, and step your back foot forward to meet your front foot. Hanging heavy over your legs, let your head go. Find your palms to your shins, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, fold, reach your palms down, step your feet back to your plank. Lower down to the belly, either from your hands and your knees or your hands and your feet. Reach your arms back, either interlace your fingers or hook your thumbs as you reach back. Heart reaches forward, feet reach back. Still finding space for breath. Lowering back down, push back up through to hands and knees. Tuck your toes and lift up and back into a downward facing dog. Notice how you feel. Not just in the body, but where is the mind? Can we create a little bit more space for breath? Inhale, lift up onto the balls of your feet. Exhale, bend your knees and either tiptoe walk or give yourself a little hop forward to your hands. Hanging heavy. Find your halfway lift. Palms come to the shins. The thighs are a prop. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, come to stand. And exhale back to your Tadasana. Now moving into your Utkatasana. Keep your feet hip width apart here. Open up the arms nice and wide. Bend into your knees. Lengthen your tailbone and engage your belly. Finding that chair pose. Settle the shoulders. Let's bring our hands to heart center here. Keep your hands at heart center or take your hands to your waist. Now start to shift the weight into the balls of your feet and play with the idea of lifting the heels. Continue to find that nice steady point to focus your gaze on. Soften your jaw. The heels can stay up. You can lower them whenever you'd like. Anchor your heels back down. Inhale, guide the arms up. Connect with your palms, bow forward. Stay in a forward fold for a moment. Let your head release. And maybe you want to sway the hips a little from side to side. Palms come to the shins, thighs are prop, halfway lift. As you exhale, fold. Take an inhale, sweep the arms up, come to stand. And exhale back to your Tadasana, into your chair pose, Utkatasana, reaching the arms forward. Reach through your fingertips, engage your belly. Press your palms down here. Let the shoulders release back. So arms are forward, palms are down, gaze is on the floor. Start to shift your weight again into the balls of your feet and maybe lift the heels. They may stay, they may lower at some point. You may want to hold on to a chair or a wall or a table. Again, we're not looking for perfection. Good. Anchor those heels back down. Inhale, guide the arms up. Exhale, release forward. Hang nice and heavy over your legs. Let your head go. Anchor into your breath. Palms come to the shins. The thighs are propped. Halfway lift. As you exhale, fold. Take an inhale, sweep the arms up, come to stand. And exhale back to your Tadasana. Now, you can stay with either of those two versions. Hands to waist or arms forward. And you can let those heels lower at any point. If you'd like, experiment by taking the right ankle on the left thigh. Sending your hips back, bringing your hands to heart center. Or again, if you'd like, you can reach your arms forward or up, and then play with the idea of lifting your left heel. Just for a moment. You can lower at any point. And release. Take a moment to stand. Breathe. Any of those two variations, so you can keep both feet down or take your left ankle on your right thigh and bend into that right knee. Find your chair pose. Hands can stay at center, hands to waist, reach the arms forward or up. And again, you can stay with that heel down or experiment with shifting your weight forward and gently lifting that heel. Might be just a micro lift. Nice and slowly release. Beautiful. Bring yourself up to stand. Give yourself a little shake out. Release the arms. Drop the shoulders. And from here, let's roll down. So drop your head. Drop your shoulders. Roll yourself all the way down. Allow the body to hang nice and heavy. Maybe take a few little sways from side to side. It can be nice sometimes to hold on to opposite elbows. And you can stay with your feet hip width apart, or if you'd like, cross your right leg over your left leg and take a deep bend in your right knee and start to lengthen your back leg, not necessarily visually straight, but working towards length. A moment there. And then uncross to take the other side, left leg over your right leg. Deep bend into your left knee, your front knee, as the back leg starts to lengthen. Good. And then as we unravel that, rooting your feet down, find your halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Root your palms down and step back to your plank and lower all the way down to your belly, hands and knees or hands and feet, releasing your body down. My video looks a little bit choppy right now, so I'm hoping it's coming through for you all. My apologies if it's getting a little choppy. I don't know why. Let's release our bodies down. Reach your arms back, reach through your fingertips. Inhale, begin to lift the chest. Interlace your fingers or hook your thumbs or hold on to a strap or towel. And then if you're comfortable, lift your legs. Breathing deeply here. If you'd like, bend your knees, reach back and grab hold of your feet. Start to press the feet into the hands as you open up the chest. Good, and then nice and slowly, let's lower ourselves back down. Push up through your hands and your knees, and you can stay in your tabletop and take some cats and cows to neutralize your spine. Or if you'd like, you can breathe your hips back into a child's pose if that's a comfortable pose for your body. Taking some nice deep breaths here as you anchor into this release. Just noticing how you feel. Good. Let's start to bring our torsos back up and we'll come to sit. So come on up, scoot your legs forward in front of you. I'm going to sit up on a rolled up blanket. You can roll up a towel or you can sit up on a pillow or you can roll up the back of your yoga mat if you'd like, if you're facing forward. And then we'll extend our legs nice and long in front of us. So beautiful to sit up on something so our pelvis can tilt forward. And we'll just take a moment with our hands behind us, lifting out of the waist, settle the shoulders. Good. And then from there, we'll bend our right knee. And we'll take our right foot across to the outside of that left leg. And we'll slowly start to think about dropping that right knee. So dropping your right knee on top of your left knee. If that leg is a little higher up, that's okay. It doesn't have to drop all the way. And you can stay right here with that bottom leg extended, staying up or gently tilting forward. Or if you'd like, you can tuck that bottom leg underneath you. So your right knee is on top of your left knee. And you can stay upright here, or you can gently tilt your torso forward a wee bit into a forward fold, allowing your hips to fall nice and heavy. And we'll just take some nice deep breaths here. Feeling discomfort, yes, but we don't want to feel pain. So especially in the front of the knee, if you feel pain, we want to adjust, we want to modify. Again, you can always have that bottom leg extended. And your leg may be a little bit further out to the side. That's okay. Just working towards the direction of having knee on top of knee. You could also have ankle on top of thigh if that feels better for today, or foot to the inside of your thigh. And then play with the idea of a forward fold. You don't have to come into a forward fold. Staying up is beautiful as well. Seeing if you can just extend the length of your exhales a little bit more. Good. And then nice and slowly bringing yourself up. If you need to shake out your legs, if you need to adjust your legs, you can go right ahead. If you feel okay, open up your arms nice and wide, reach the arms up and bend into your elbows. Then reach the right arm up, release that right hand behind you, and maybe you grip hold of your hands, or again, use a strap or a towel and gently lift up here. You can stay up, or if there's some available space, just a wee tilt forward. So try to keep that broadening in your chest and that left elbow moving up and back. Good, and then nice and slowly come on out. Give your arms a little shake if you'd like. And then unravel the legs. Give the legs a little shake if you'd like, and we'll switch sides. So bending your left knee with your right leg extended, take your left leg to the outside of that right leg and drop the left knee on top of your right knee. Or again, it may be a little bit further out to the side today. Just move into available space. You can keep that bottom leg extended, lifting up or tilting forward. Or if you'd like, tuck your bottom leg underneath you so your left knee is on top of your right knee. And it's beautiful to stay up here. You can stay, or if you notice there's some available space, tilt forward, feeling the experience of the pose instead of feeling your way, or instead of moving your way into a shape, feel your way into the experience that the body is having as we take the body into a shape. So we're practicing more about sensation and less about visual pose. We can learn how when we move our bodies in certain ways, we experience different things. And then whenever we're looking to experience something, we have a little bit more awareness of how to move our bodies in order to support feeling that experience, if that makes sense. If not, throw it out. Let's slowly come on up. And again, if you want to give your legs a little shake out, you can go right ahead, or open up your arms nice and wide, guide the arms up, bend into your elbows, reach that right arm up and back, and maybe you connect, maybe not. Opening up your chest, and you can stay here or tilt forward. I think I did the other side, which was my bad. So I'm going to lift my right elbow up as I tilt forward. If you did the other side the other way around, my apologies. Come forward. Take a nice deep breath. And nice and slowly come on out. Give your arms a little shake out if they need. And then slowly release. Give your legs a little shake out. And again, extend both legs nice and long in front of you. Take your fingertips behind you. Lift up and out of your waist. Gently come forward into a brief little forward fold here. You can keep your hands back or slowly start to tilt your torso forward. And you can allow your hands to rest on your thighs, your calf, or use your prop, use your strap around the balls of your feet. And just take a moment. See if you can open up your chest a little bit more. Nice full breaths. Good. And then nice and slowly, let's come on up. And from here again, we'll bend our right knee. And you can keep your right foot to the inside of your left leg or cross your right leg over your left leg. Keep your knee up this time. Take your right fingertips behind you, gently lift up and rotate towards the back. If you'd like, you can hug your right knee with your left arm as you gently lift up and back, or you can hook your elbow to the outside of your right knee, finding a spinal twist. Breathing up the length of your spine, so still making lots of space for breath. Okay, then coming forward, take that right leg forward to switch sides. Hug your left knee in. Keep that left foot to the inside of your right leg or cross. Left hand comes behind you as you gently lift up and back. You can stay with that or hug your left knee in towards your body, taking the knee into the crook of your right arm, or you can hook your elbow to the outside of that left knee as you gently lift up and find that spinal twist. If you get cricks and cracks, a nice little bonus, right? Let's slowly come back forward. Take your legs forward and give them a little shake if you'd like. And we'll find our way down to our backs. So come on down in the easiest way possible. And once you're down, take a moment to hug your knees into your chest and give your knees a good little squeeze. Release the shoulders down. And you may want to stay with this, or if you'd like, hold on to the backs of your thighs as you bend your knees, or the calves or the outer edges of your feet into a happy baby, bending your knees towards the armpits, outside of your ribs. Letting your low back settle a little bit more. And nice and slowly let that go. Take your arms into a nice wide T position beside you. Drop your knees over to the right as you shift your hips to the left. Both shoulders fall heavy on the mat. Feel free to keep your knees stacked, or you can cross your top knee over your bottom knee, and then you can pad yourself up. You can place pillows or towels underneath your knees or your elbows or shoulders or hip, wherever you might need a little extra padding, so that you can really release the body down. The whole weight of your body releases down. So you feel really held here, really supported. And all we have to do is breathe and know you're breathing. Easier said than done, I know, but trying to stay really present with the awareness that we are breathing. And slowly come back to center and shift to the other side. So hips shift to the right, knees drop to the left. You can keep those knees stacked, or you can cross your top knee over your bottom knee. And just give yourself some time to set up into the pose. So support your body however you'd like so that you can really surrender. Where you're not holding the body, you feel the support. And our only action here is to be present and aware of the breath. Nice and slowly, let's come back to center. Uncross if you have your legs crossed, and prepare for your final posture, Shavasana. So if there are any socks or sweaters you'd like to put on, go ahead. If there are any sips of water or final movements you'd like to take, feel free. And then finally, to rest in today. Perhaps a corpse pose, legs extended, arms extended, eyes closed. Or Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees open to the side. Or constructive rest, take the soles of the feet to the outside of your yoga mat, let your knees fall in at center. Or feel free to lie on your side or your belly, or in a chair or a couch. Again, just offering your body that shape where you can surrender the weight of your body so you can pad yourself up with pillows or blankets. And really release the weight of your body down to feel held. Allow the eyes to softly close. Relaxing your toes and your feet, your legs and your hips, your belly and your chest, your shoulders and your arms, your hands and your fingers, releasing some tension in your neck, your jaw, the space between your eyebrows, your forehead, and rest your body. And slowly begin to bring a greater awareness to your body and the space around you. Perhaps invite your breath to deepen, or invite a little bit of movement back to your body. Maybe you allow the head to move, rock from side to side, or wiggle your fingers, your toes, perhaps take a great big stretch. And from there, in the easiest way possible, bring yourself up to a nice, comfortable seated position. And we will end our practice together today. Once you find yourself there, connect your palms at heart center, or you can place your hands on your body or beside your body, wherever it feels most natural. And bow your head in appreciation. Thank yourself again for taking the time to practice today, taking the time to stay present in your body. I thank you for sharing your practice with me. Stay well. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today. It was great, as always, to be with you. I hope you have a wonderful Friday and a lovely weekend. And